everybody, thanks for stopping by my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. So I've had a couple requests to go over which tomatoes I'm growing this year. So I have all my tomatoes next to me here, and we're gonna go through them and you'll get to see what the plants look like, which I usually don't do. And then I'll put a picture on the screen. If I don't have a picture on the packet, I'll put a picture on the screen of what the tomatoes look like. So I'm growing 16 varieties of tomatoes this year. I had 17, but I don't know where that one went. I probably gave it away. But I'll end up getting a tomato from it so we can taste it. But anyway, I have them kind of separated into, I have a couple paste tomatoes, some small fruited tomatoes, non-beefsteak, I guess, salad slash non-beefsteak slash slicers, and then beefsteak tomatoes. This year I have a couple that are repeats from last year, because they did really well and they tasted really good, and so I wanted to grow them again. There's a couple that I think I will always grow in my garden from now on that I found in the last 2-3 years maybe, and one that I grow every year no matter what. So we're going to start with the smallest of the small, which is called Sweet Pea Currant, and that's what they look like. They're literally as big as a pea, and this is what the plant looks like. It's a regular leaf tomato plant. Now I'm going to tell you, my tomatoes need fertilizer because they've been getting rained on a lot, and so they really need some fertilizer. So they're not green, but they're fine. So that's what this one looks like, regular leaf tomato. It grows to be about 4 feet tall in my summer. If you have a longer growing season, it would probably grow taller, but it gets to be about 4 feet tall, abundant fruits, really good. They are my granddaughter's favorite. So yeah, this one I grow in my garden every year, probably for the last 7-8 years, something like that. So one of my favorites. Another one for small fruits is Jasper, and I'll put a picture of it. These are tiny cherry tomatoes. Where are you, Jasper? This tomato has replaced Sun Gold in my garden because we get long hot summers, dry hot summers, and then we'll get just this deluge of rain, and then we'll have another 2 weeks without rain, and the Sun Gold just cracks on me. And so I've replaced them with this Jasper. This is a hybrid cherry tomato, one of the few hybrids. I do have a couple in here, and so it's red, it's not orange, but it's super sweet. The skins are a little chewier because it isn't a cracking tomato, but yeah, it's one of my favorite tomatoes. One of the first tomatoes that becomes ripe in the garden too. So that's Jasper. Another one I grow, this one I found a couple of years ago, and it will be a permanent resident in my garden, is called Juliet. Again, it's a hybrid. Now these fruits, when I grow them, they're about that long, and this is the leaves on it. Very long vining tomato plant. I grow this up and over my trellis, and it grows almost to the other side by the end of the summer. Pretty good on the disease resistance. It says the 1 ounce fruit is twice the size of a grape tomato with a different taste and texture. It is, but it's really good. So very long vining tomato. Most cherry tomatoes are, but it's one of my favorites. Again, it doesn't crack. Good disease resistance. It holds out until the very end before the blight gets it. It does get it eventually though. A new one for me this year is Brandy Sweet Plum. This says, when brandy wine is part of a tomato's lineage, you can bet that its flavor will be outstanding. This variety has a brandy wine crossed with a cherry tomato. Delicious sweet taste. Slightly elongated pink cherries appear in abundance on a potato leaf plant. And again, this plant is potato leaves. You can see that. Not a regular leaf on a plant. I'll put a picture here of it. So yeah, this is a new one for me. It's an indeterminate, so it's going to grow hopefully up and over my trellis as well. Something different to have pink cherry tomatoes. And another one, this is a new one from a couple years ago that I'm growing. I think I had it last year. I'm growing it again. Is called Galenas. And this is a yellow cherry tomato. This is true cherry size, potato leaf plant. Really super sweet, really good. It's a really nice flavor. It, I'm pretty sure on the taste test, it's like one of the sweetest cherries that I have, and it's true cherry size. So yummy in salads, really good in bruschetta. So yeah, that's one of my favorites. That's one that I will always grow, Galenas. And then a new one here is called Black Strawberry. And that's what it looks like. This is the leaves on it. Look at the color of the stems. Can you see that? They're really dark. Like if you compare them to a regular, can you see that? See how dark they are? Difference? So yeah, this is another one I want to try. I've had these seeds, but I didn't grow them last year, so I'm going to grow them this year, and we'll see how this turns out. I've never had very good luck with black tomatoes. I don't know why. I just don't. So this is the year of the black tomato. Let's hope that I have better luck. Another one that I'm growing, this is a paste tomato, is San Marzano. San Marzano have a very definite shape to them as far as a paste tomato. This is what the leaves look like. Regular leafed plant. Really good canning tomato. Really good for sauces. They're nice and meaty. They are a favorite to grow, but they do succumb to blight. So if you have blight in your garden, I would, you know, just do what you could do to get as many as you can. But I have blight in my garden if you're new here. So they're an old favorite. I thought I'd grow some because I'm growing a bunch of canning tomatoes this year. And speaking of canning tomatoes, this one won my taste test last year. Was really, really good. And that's the Amish Paste. A little different shape than the San Marzano, but very good, very sweet, very lovely tomatoey flavor they had in them. They were just so good. So I have about 8 or 9 Amish Paste plants. Regular leaf tomato plant. Is this a determinate? I want to say this is a determinate. From an Amish community in Wisconsin. Huh. It doesn't say. I'll put it on the screen if it's a determinate or not, because they don't get very big. So we'll see. So I'm going to have a whole row of Amish Paste tomatoes because I really want to get a bunch of canning done this year. So those are the smaller fruited and the paste tomatoes. Now we're going to switch over. So now we're going to move on to non-beef steak tomatoes. Some of these are 6 to 8 ounces, 10 to 16 ounces. There's one that's can be over a pound, but they're not calling it a beef steak, so we'll see. I always grow one of these varieties. This is Early Wonder. This is a determinate tomato. It's very early, 55 days. Dark pink, they weigh 6 ounces. You know, you always want an early tomato in your garden, I think, because we waited all winter to taste tomatoes. So we have to have an early one, and that's Early Wonder. Where are you? There it is. Regular leafed tomato. Again, determinate, so it's only going to get 4 feet tall and set all its fruit at once, and then it'll be done. And that's kind of what they do. So that's Early Wonder. Another chocolate one is Cherokee Chocolate. This says a stabilized version of Cherokee Purple. This 10 to 16 ounce mahogany colored variety has excellent flavor and beautiful large fruit. Doesn't say how big they get. Regular leafed tomato plant. I'll put a picture on the screen so you can see. So another purple tomato, black tomato, whatever you want to call it. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this one grows. I'll put you back there. Next one is called Shilling Giant. This is a red heart-shaped tomato. So they're calling this, it says the shape may vary from an elongated globe to a true heart shape. Indeterminate 80 days. So these will be really nice. I love ox hearts. They're one of my favorite tomatoes. But when I was paring down my tomatoes, I only picked one because I had like 30 packs of seeds out and I had to pare it down. So this is going to be our ox heart for the year. The next tomato is Brandy Wine Black. This was a free seed packet that I got, and it's indeterminate and purple maroon in color, weighing 5 to 8 ounces. Sweet fruity flavor. The current selection from the collection is a regular leaf type. So regular leaf tomato. Another black tomato. Cross your fingers for me. All right, and the last few that I have, 4 more, are all beefsteak tomatoes. So let's grab the first one. I do not know how to say the name of this tomato. Azoychka. It's from Russia. I started growing it before that happened. Indeterminate small yellow beefsteak. So this is a regular leafed tomato. I decided to pick a yellow tomato, and this is the one I picked. Next one is called Italian Sweet. Indeterminate, large and luscious red beefsteak tomatoes grow on tall potato leaf plants. So you can see their potato leaves. Fruit was incredibly sweet and juicy, full of old-fashioned tomato flavor. We'll see about that. So that's Italian sweet. This one is called Chapman. Indeterminate, beautiful, deep red fruit is quite large, weighing from 1 to 2 pounds, with a dense, meaty flesh and extraordinary flavor. Prolific, yielding plenty of these huge tomatoes. So, regular leaf plant. We'll see how it does. And last but not least, this is called Brandy Wine Lems. And this is regular leafed plant. A selection that occurred from the Brandy Wine cross that produced Lucky Cross. This one grows regular leaves and produces 1 to 2 pound pink beefsteak tomatoes, with the outstanding flavor for which brandy wines are famous. So we'll see. I've grown brandy wine in the past. I think we've all grown brandy wine, haven't we? And I mean, brandy wine is like a stable variety. It's like the one you probably, you know, start to grow when you're a new gardener and you start growing heirloom tomatoes. So I've got 2 brandy wines, Brandy Wine Lems and Brandy Wine Black. So they're both part of Brandy Wines. We'll see how they do. So that's it. Those are the tomatoes I'm growing this year. I'm really looking forward to this tomato season, especially with all the canning tomatoes I'm going to have. I want to get those all canned up and put away in my pantry. I ran out of canning tomatoes about January, so I really miss having those available to cook with. So let me know down in the comment section below if you are having any repeat tomatoes from last year. And are you growing any ones that have won some of my tomato taste tests? I would really like to know that. So that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, everybody, happy gardening. Bye-bye.